Welcome back, everybody, to Octane Garage, where we have another exciting video. I think it'll be exciting. I'm excited, actually. I'm excited about this. We picked up the other day for what I think is a phenomenal deal. A family friend called us, said, hey, I have a 2009 Malibu that it's over at the dealership. I took it in. They said it needs a motor. I don't think it needs a motor. I think I can fix it. This is it. I'll just give you guys a quick show what it is. It's a 2009. I think it had 130,000 miles. We'll have to check. It's a pretty good looking car. And he took it into the dealer. It quit running on him. He took it in and they told him it needed a motor. Now it's got a little bit of rust down here. Not terrible. It's not a hole. I bet if I messed with it with my finger I could make it a hole. But right now it's not a hole. But I think it's a pretty decent looking car. And I think I can fix it. I think it's probably just the timing chain. When it turns over, it sounds like the timing's not doing the timing stuff. You know, the stuff that timing stuff is supposed to do. I don't know a lot about these Malibus, but I think we can figure it out. We'll give it a quick walk over. Oh, and apparently the doors are locked. And I didn't bring the keys down here with me. So, but what we're gonna do now is we're gonna get the old stink tank fired up. And we're gonna get this thing up to the garage. And we're gonna see if we can put a timing chain in it. And I'll take you through the interior and we'll check that stuff out too. Stay with us, should be a fun video. That, my friends, is why we call it the stink tank. But she starts every time. I drive that truck anywhere. We're gonna get this thing moved. We gotta get it up to that garage up there. Then we're gonna start ripping into it. Stay tuned, it's gonna be good. I would say it just about looks like I know what I'm doing. I have my mic on now. If the sound was a little off in the beginning there, I apologize because I didn't have my mic on. But I have it on now, so good news. First thing I've said is, or I guess I said, I didn't have the keys. I got the keys now. We can check this interior out. And it's really not bad. I mean, it's got a seat cover on this seat. Looks like we got some tear here. So the driver's seat might be a little rough, but that's okay. We can deal with that. But all in all, I mean, the headliner's decent. Dash looks good. And let's jump in here and I'll show you the miles. So we'll get her turned on here. Show you what the miles say. 157,000. That's not terrible. Now when you turn it over, you can hear, I don't know if you guys could hear that, but I don't want to turn it over too much because this is not a clearance motor. So I don't know how much damage has already been done. All in all, I think the interior looks good. I really do. Let's get the hood popped. Show you guys what we're dealing with here. And as you could hear, it just turns over and just keeps on turning over. I can get this safety latch one-handed. Look at the talent. Look at that. Ecotech is what they call it. It's Ecotech. And if you look up here, it's going to tell us it's a 2.4. I had to get my eagle eye out. That's not the bad. I couldn't quite see it. The 2.4, and it does say 2009. So I guess that's good. And 2.4, I think those are non-clearance, if I'm not mistaken. If I'm mistaken on that, throw it down there in the comments. But we're going to get this thing in the garage. We're going to get this cover off. We're going to get this motor opened up. I don't know exactly what the dealer did to determine that they said it needed a motor, other than they probably know these Ecotechs. And if any of you guys are familiar with the Ecotech, they have a timing chain problem. And when that timing chain goes, it usually junks the motor. So we're wishful, we're hopeful. And I'm hoping it's not going to end up being the same type of deal that Saturn was. I don't know if you guys saw that video or not, but we had a timing chain issue with the Saturn, and it did actually put a hole in the piston. Or cracked, you know, small hole, cracked it, whatever. Not enough to go ahead and fix it. I decided it was going to not be cost effective. This car, though, I might go ahead and throw pistons in it if it needs it. We'll just have to find out, see what we get into. So I'm going to get some stuff moved around in this mess. And once I do, I'm going to bring you guys back. And we'll get this thing in the garage. And we'll get started. All right, pop it neutral. Perfect. We did it. All right, it's a little tricky, not too bad. We got her in the garage though. That's what we wanted. So we are going to get this garage heater going, get this place warmed up a little bit. NASCAR chance of driving. So once the garage is warmed up, we're going to take the hood off just so visual purposes it'll be easier to film. And we'll get to tearing this thing down. All right, guys, I don't know really where we left off. It's been a couple days since we got this rolled into the garage, but we're going to do a timing chain video on it. And first thing we're going to do is get this hood out of the way, get a little more light in there so we can see what's going on. Don't ask why this is under there. Saw blade, don't ask. Little gutter work happened the other day over at the house. We were having some gutter problems. So I had to use a hacksaw. It ended up under the hood. I don't know why. Anyway, first thing we're going to have to do to get this hood out of the way, we have a squirter line here. To remove this hood, we are going to have to get rid of the squirter line. So what I thought is we could do, rather than taking the squirters out, which will break, is we could go like this. And just cut it. I know what you're thinking. Now the window squirters aren't going to work. Oh no! Because when it rains, he's not going to be able to clean the window. But I will be able to, because I can put a little adapter in there that'll put those two right back together like it never even happened. You can just pretend you didn't see that. That's all you have to do. It's simple. Next thing we're going to have to do is get these bolts out. I think those bolts are 13 millimeter. Hopefully we can get this thing in there. Zip them right out. Do the right thing. Throw the bolts up by the windshield. Whoa. Whoa. Okay. Everybody relax. All right. Looks like we're going to have to get this off there first because The nice thing, this hood has these little slides in here, so I can just loosen them up, slide the hood out when I'm ready. But with this hooked up, it's just giving me all kinds of problems. Hoping it won't be too hard to do by myself. They have a little thingy right here, if I can get in there. If I have a small enough screwdriver, I can get in there and slide it up and out of the way. And then it should pop right out. Look at that. There we go. The problem with that is now I have to hold the hood up. So let's get that jack out of the way. We'll just see if we can do this by ourselves. Okay, so far so good. So I think the best way to do it is let it down some. Out. And up. Just like this. Carefully, not to scratch anything. Perfect. We could see what we got, what we're getting into a little bit better here. Now that we got some more light on the subject, we're gonna have to get this air box out of here, get this cover off, and we'll take it from there. We'll see, we'll have to get the valve cover off, and so the first thing gonna have to be, gotta get this stuff out of here. So I'm thinking, I don't really know what holds this on exactly. It shouldn't be too hard to figure out, right? Get this out of the way first. Check our air cleaner. Doesn't look too bad, guys. So that's a plus. We got a little guy right here we gotta unplug. Boom. Okay. Air cleaner is off. Just set it out of the way. Now we gotta figure out what keeps this thing on. Usually, okay, I know the oil cap is part of the problem. I thought they just pulled up. But, oh man, this baby's stuck, guys. It is really stuck on there. Am I missing something? If you guys know I'm missing something, throw it down in the comments because I'm at a loss here for just 1 second. There it goes. Oh, we're getting it. It's just a tight fit. That's all it is. Okay, we got a little hose here we're going to have to take off. Looks like we had a mouse or something living in here. We'll evict them. That's what we'll do. We'll kick them out. No free rides, people. I think these will do the trick. So you guys aren't going to be able to see this. Just a hose. You're not missing anything. Oh, wow. That's all right. Just go ahead and break the hose. That's fine. Just break the hose and we'll just have to get a new one, I guess, because that part decided to stay on there right here. So I undid the hose clamp for nothing. I could have just yanked it right off of there. See if we can get this little extra piece off. We'll get a new hose for it. All right, now we made it to the valve cover. We got to get this out of the way too. Looks like a 10 millimeter is going to do that. Get this air box right on out of here. No sense having it in our way. That's my thinking on that. So I think it'll be fairly easy to get out of here. We're hopeful. Got a little clip down here. Little clipper down in the bottom here. Throw this up there. And that can get this hose somewhat out of the way. Not entirely, but somewhat out of the way. Need a 10 millimeter for this. So let's get that right now. Air box out of our way. We got the 10. Little zip gun. Just makes it easy. Just makes it easy. Lazy man ratchet. So now what else? Oh, we got air conditioning stuff right in the way. Connected right to our air box. There we go. Get that out of the way. I think this air box should pull right out now. And it is a mess, this thing. Look at the sand in there. I don't know if you guys can see that, but there is a mess of sand, leaves, dirt. Looks like this thing took a trip to the Sahara Desert. And it didn't like it. And then we got a little bit of mice living right in there. But not for long. Because they can't stay. Have a shop vac. So we'll do the right thing. Just shove our screwdriver in there. And fling it over there. And that'll work for now. Gonna have to unplug our, well, let's cover this back up. Just, I don't know why we're taking the valve cover off. We gotta get all these guys unplugged. Shouldn't be that big a deal. Except they really don't want to unplug. There we go. There we go, and they're kinda all in order. I don't think we can really mess them up later when we're plugging them back in. I think they're gonna lay right back where they were, so we'll be good. There's that. Looks like we got another little clip down here. Clip here that holds it. We can kind of push our wiring out of the way, I think. We got a clip here. We got some wiring running across the front of this guy. Got cam sensors here. Cam sensor here. And let me take this moment to share, for my own sake of memory. The gray end goes in the gray end. The pinkish, purplish end goes in the black one. I do that so later when I'm putting this together, if things get mixed up, I can look back and I don't get mixed up. So good to know. Good thing to just keep track of. If you're not doing a video, you could always take a picture, you know, stuff like that. I've done that before. Okay, get this wiring out of here. Kind of throw it aside. I think, like, well, if we get this one, maybe we can go a little further. There we go. Maybe take this one off. I don't know how far we want to go with it, but I think that'll get us to our valve cover. That's just the ground right there, so. And it looks like they go on. They keep going. They go all, well, it's a football field of wires under these cars nowadays. It's not like, you know, the old small black Chevy that had 3 wires and it runs type of deal. No, those days are gone. We got a football field of wires, but we can just sort them out and get them out of our way enough to do what we got to do. We'll just take it from there. So back to the task at hand. Valve cover bolts. Looks like they kind of stay in the valve cover for that matter, which is good. It's like they're built to not actually come out, per se. I mean, yeah, they're just staying right there. I think I have to pull these cam sensors. I do believe, if I haven't mistaken, that I do have to pull those off. We're gonna have to pull these off, so we'll go ahead and get them out. I don't think the valve cover will come off unless these are out. Not positive on that, but either way, we're gonna replace them, so we might as well just pull them out. Maybe try not to break them so they're not broken in there. Now if you go sideways with them, I think it's the best move to start. And then maybe we can get something on them. Lightly ply them, and there we go. One down. Looks like it's got a few metal shavings in it, but not, I mean, I guess about what would be expected maybe. I don't really know, honestly. Just light pry and it's up. And there's our other one. Okay, good. Good news, guys. So we'll set those up there, kind of in the order they go, just so we know. Let's just see if we got any movement. Or do we have other bolts holding us? I bet they do. Yeah, those are long. I feel like those are going a little further than just into the valve cover. Or maybe they were just going into the valve cover. That's okay. We're going to pull them out anyway. I don't think it matters. I think they're all the same. We'll find out when we put it together. Oh, we got a tough one. Okay, we got it. Didn't like it, but we got it. Okay. Now I do believe there really shouldn't be anything else holding us back here. Oh, we got another bolt. Okay. It helps if you take all the bolts out. If you take all the bolts out, it makes things a lot easier. So we got one bolt right down the middle. They hit it. Snuck her right down the middle on me. Anything else? Any other hidden stuff you want to do, Chevy? You know the engineer somewhere was like, oh, we'll hide this bolt right here. That way it'll really mess somebody up. Now, that sounded good. It sounded promising, in my opinion. I think we got some of it popping up. This hose is kind of a problem. I was hoping we could just leave it. There we go. Get her down there out of our way, maybe. And don't think we have anything else back here other than it's just still stuck in that original gasket. I'm hoping I can leave that bracket. Yep, we can. We don't want to get all that dirt down in there either, so set that aside. Well, that timing chain doesn't seem all that loose to me. I really don't see any of the rockers off. Which is surprising. I really thought we would see something big time wrong here. And I really don't. Or do I? Wait a minute. Looky there. That is not supposed to be laying. It was laying right there. It's definitely not supposed to be laying there. That is a part of one of these timing chain guides. Funny thing is that timing chain still seems, I mean, it's a little loose, but I don't know if that's too loose. I guess it probably is. I think what we're going to have to do next, all the cams look okay to me. Cam lobes look okay. It's not even that dirty in here. It looks pretty clean, actually. So I think the next thing we're going to do, we're going to jack it up. We're going to turn it over by hand and line up the timing marks, and just we'll see how far off the timing is. So I'm going to shut you guys down for a minute. I'm gonna get this wheel off, get it up in the air, get that timing mark set, and then I'll bring you back and show you. Then I'll bring you guys back and we'll take a look and see what we see, and then we can determine how far it jumped time. Once we determine how far it jumped time, that's gonna tell us maybe some more if it messed the valves up or not. I'm hoping it didn't. I'm hoping the valves aren't bent, because it was still turning all the way over, but that doesn't necessarily mean anything, if you know what I mean. So I will bring you guys back as soon as I get her jacked up and get that wheel off. All right, guys, I had a little bit of a situation. I'm gonna update you on the Malibu. I recorded putting the timing chain on, but I lost a lot of the footage. Things got mixed up. I deleted some. It was a big fiasco. It was a mess. Anyway, I wanted to update you. I did end up getting that valve cover off, which is where the last video I didn't lose left off. I got the new cam phasers and new chain on. It's tricky. If you're doing one, they're a little tricky, but you can do it. You can do it. Just take your time. Find a video that shows you how to do it. A good how-to video will step you right through it. So, not a problem there. I did stick a broom handle down each hole, one at a time. I turned it over. It sounds like it has good compression. Yeah, I know it's not the professional way to do it, but it does work, and it sounded like it had good compression. It sounded like it had good compression still. So we're hopeful that this is going to actually work out. And what I'm doing now is I'm putting the valve cover gasket on. I got a new valve cover gasket because of the fact that the old one was no good. It was all brittle and nasty. So here's the new one. I probably won't bore you guys with an entire film of me putting this on, because there's really not a lot to it. You just gotta do it. Not a lot to it, just gotta do it. One thing I will say though, if you are doing it, make sure you pound these out. Put the little, there's it comes with new O-rings that go, these are for the center, that go in there. I got a few left to do in the center. I'm gonna go ahead and throw those on, throw this gasket on. We're gonna throw this valve cover on, give it an oil change. We're gonna find out if it fires up. Got our gasket all set up. This thing can be a little tricky to get in here, but I'm hopeful that might not be too bad. There's a couple spots over here. You gotta kind of slip and slide it around a little bit. And make sure you don't knock your gasket out, of course. There's one spot on this corner over here that you gotta get under first. I think we're gonna have to loosen that back one up. There it went. Okay, you don't even have to take it all the way out. Just gotta loosen it up. That's all. We're in there now, guys. So I'm gonna tighten this right back up, so I don't forget. And one more. All right, now. So far, so good. Now we just need to get a little number 10-er. We can tighten all these up. Okay, guys, I went ahead and threw that intake on. I can't remember for sure if I videoed that. I think I did some of it anyway. It's the next day now. Last night, off camera, I did change the oil. We put our cover on. We went ahead and put our cover on. I changed the oil. I put the wheel back on. I dropped the jack, took it off the jack stand. So she's on the ground now. All we have to do is throw this hood on, fire this up, which I did start it for a second last night. It sounded good, but I wanted to show you guys how good it sounds. So I'm gonna grab these keys, I'm gonna jump in that driver's seat, and I'm gonna fire it up. So let's do it. And you know what they say? This is an interference motor. You need a new motor. That's what the dealer told that person. And you know what I say? Not always. Sometimes the wind blows just right and the sun shines just bright enough that those valves don't hit the pistons. So check it out. I'm gonna call that a win. And you wanna know what else? Believe it or not, this car, it's got a full tank of gas, man. Somebody filled it up and it broke right down on them. Check it out. That to me, that's 20 bucks, you know, 20 bucks, 20 bucks. That's what they say. Guys, we got it done. We're gonna throw this hood on. We're gonna take you guys for a ride. And you can tell me if you think we did it right, but I'll tell you what, it sounds pretty good to me. All right, guys, we're gonna fire it up, take you guys for the first ride. Okay, guys, first trip. We're gonna see if it's a success. Here we go. Now the brakes are making a little noise. I don't know if that you can hear that on the camera, but I think it's just from sitting a little while, you know? These things sit, they get a little rusty, so no biggie. All the vitals look good so far. Temp's coming up a little, not bad. Just starting to warm up a little bit, that's all. So right or left? Right? Sure, okay. Feels pretty good so far. I don't feel a shift. There, it shifted. Second gear, no fear. And there's the overdrive. We're hitting 40 miles an hour as we speak, the big 4-0. So that's a start. You know, we're gonna take her easy for just a second here and see how we do. But so far, so good. I mean, not bad. It tells us the temp, it's 32 degrees out there, if anybody's wondering. It's a chilly day here in Michigan. Yeah, let's see if we got blinkers. We're going to turn it around right here in the old fire station. Or no, what is this? It's not a fire station. It's not a fire station. It's a electrical grid transformer box thingy. Yeah, one of those. So, you know, every once in a while you'll see I'll see a truck down here poking around. I don't know what they're really doing, but it happens, you know. Got a big warning on there. Danger, no trespassing, keep out. Well, I wouldn't be climbing on those monkey bars anyway, I'll tell you that right now. Hey, so far, man, this thing runs pretty good. And you know, it's not, I'm hitting a few bumps here. It's not real rattly. I kind of expected it to be a little rattly with 157,000 miles, but seems pretty solid, you know? Seems to run pretty good. You know, I was thinking, there's that one bolt in there. I hope I got it tight. I think I did. So far, so good. I'm giving her a little juice. We're not flooring it, but we're giving her a little juice just to see. Not bad, guys. Should be getting some heat by now. Let's check the heat out. See if we're getting any heat coming out. Can't tell if it's warming out. Let's put it up here. Oh yeah. Oh, like a fireplace. Got good heat, guys. We got good heat. That's a plus because it's winter time. I would check the AC, but when it's just cold out, all you guys know in Michigan that the AC is going to seem like it's working whether it is or not. So, no worries there. Should we go a little further? Maybe venture off just a little bit more, just to see. Maybe kick it down a little. Oh, not bad. It's no race car, but it will so far get you where you're going. And I'm going to call this a success, guys. You know, I'm going to call it a success. $200 car. We put, I'm going to say we have 500 in it. Let's just say oil, timing chain, not counting time and labor, but not bad, you know, for 500 bucks. So that's going to conclude this video. I'm going to tell you guys thanks for watching. If you like what we're doing, hit that like button. Share it with a friend even. Grandma, brother, sister, cousin, whoever. Share it with somebody. It lets us know that we're doing the right thing and you guys like what we're doing. And we'll keep doing it. Thanks for watching.